Hello guys, welcome back to the crew Wild Run. The crew for newbies part 5, which will also probably be the last part because I think I covered the most important things in this game. There's only one thing left, and that is if you have the Wild Run edition of this game, which I'm guessing with the latest promotions and all that, most people will have it. Then you also have an additional feature, and that is called the Summit. The Summit is a monthly competition between players, and well, basically it's all sort of events that you can do, and you can sort of compare your skills with other players in this game, more or less. So that's the July Summit. The actual summit, which is at the end of the month, will always take place at the Bonneville Salt Flat in the mountain states there. And to be able to get that, you need to earn 3 medals in the summit qualifiers. If you do so, then you will have a free access pass for the actual summit at the end of the month. If you don't get the medals, or if you couldn't participate in the qualifiers, then you also be able to buy your way in. If I'm not mistaken, it's 180,000 bucks to buy your way in. If you have 1 or 2 medals, it might be less though. But I'm not 100% sure. In the beginning I had no idea how to do it, so I think the first time I bought my way in or something. And then you have the qualifiers. They can be all over the map. This time there is one Independence Day Summit qualifier which is running at the moment. The qualifiers take 3 days and a half, and the actual summit at the end of the month takes a week. It depends on on the timing in the calendar and how many weeks there are in a month and stuff like that. But usually there are 6 to 8 summit qualifiers in a month. Now you need to get your access pass also for the qualifiers. How do you do that? Well, you have a key or a button mapped for free drive challenge and free drive stunts, and basically the easiest way to go there is just do a free drive challenge, a very short one, and do it twice, because every time you finish there it's sort of considered it as a medal, and you need 2 medals in free drive challenge or 3 medals in free drive stunts to get your way into the qualifiers. So we're gonna do here pretty simple. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm gonna put a checkpoint, which is sort of the starting point of our free dive challenge, and we're gonna make it as short as possible. Once it goes green, there it goes. So we're gonna do 100 meters, I think, if that is possible. Yeah, that's just possible. So 100 meters free drive challenge. It will only get you 20 bucks, so you don't have to do it for the bucks, but it's an easy and short way to get yourself an access pass to the qualifiers. So you have to look on the bottom of your screen for the validate key, in my case the num3 or the 3 on the numpad. You can take any card, it doesn't matter that much, it's only 100 meters. And pretty basically what we are going to do here is we're going to start and we're going to finish. And we're going to do that twice, see we have to earn 2 medals. This is the first event finished. It's gonna ask you if you want to set it at a favorite, which you can do. You can save 10 favorites if you want, but I just skipped it here. I did press on the retry. Again, I'm gonna do exactly the same, drive 100 meters, and that way earn my 2nd medal. On that moment you will get a pop-up saying that you have earned your access pass to the qualifier. I'm not gonna get this pop-up at this moment for the simple reason I already earned it and I already completed all the events and stuff like that, but come to that in a minute. So we're just gonna continue here, and we are sort of have earned ourselves a access pass. I will go back to the map, and then you will look for the white S on your map, in this case Midwest. That's the actual summit, which is sort of a red and blue thing. And the qualifier symbol, this time it's Midwest Independence Day, and you can enter there. You get some sort of short intro video. You can skip that if you want. It only takes a few seconds. And then you come into this, which is the actual summit qualifier screen. Not sure what I'm going to show here. I'm assuming I'm going to go over the July calendar, yeah. Because this month there are 6 qualifiers. We are July 6th at the moment. The first one is going from July 4th to July 7th, Independence Day, and that pretty much is based American cars. So most of these events you can only use American cars. As I mentioned before, qualifiers take 3.5 days. So what do you need to do to get a medal? It's pretty simple. The top 10% gets a platinum medal, the top 20% gives you a gold medal out of 4,000 players almost that are ranked at this moment. I believe it's even the top 60% or something that gives you a silver medal, and the top 99% gives you a bronze medal. So it's pretty easy to earn a medal here, because there's only 1% of the players which will not get a medal. And even then they still have a chance at the next qualifiers, because there are 6 of them this month. Depends on the month. Sometimes it can be 8. In a short month like February or something, it might only be 5, something like that. You have to earn 3 medals in that, and that each of these medals you need to get 3 of them, and that gives you a free access pass for the actual summit at the end of the month. In this case, Independence Day. The next one is Superbike Showdown, which guarantees that most of the events will have to be done with bikes. That's the one that starts next Thursday, July 7th till July 10th. That will be available when this one is finished. Then the other one becomes available, and so on, and it goes on like that. Superbike Showdown, most likely it's going to be performance and circuit bikes. Then you have Bulldog Spirit, July 11th till July 14th. Not 100% sure what that's going to be about. Then it's going to be Built to Last, July 14th till July 17th. And by the looks of it, it's going to be SUV and pickup based. The longest days, there's a mini there, July 18th till 21st, probably hot hats. And then back to the Brickyard, which is the last qualifier for this month. And by the looks of it, it's going to be vintage cars. 1969 Dodge Charger, 1967 Shelby GT, something like that. Those are probably the cars that you will be able to use, or have to use in those things. But now we're going into the actual running qualifier, Independence Day. It comes with all kind of events, 12 to be exact, and you have medium-sized squares, small squares, big squares, and me and some friends, well, it's a free drive challenge, free drive stunts, that's basically grinding stuff. Then you have 3 skill tests out of all the skill tests that are on your map. Then you have a brand speed trap, Monster Arena, drag trial, PvP. All of these events always come back, each qualifier or also in the summit. Only the position of the events can be differently. Does it matter? Well, yeah, we think it does. Me and some friends have been doing the tests, and we think it's sort of a point-based system where you get 1 point for the smaller squares, 5 points for the medium squares, and 10 points for the big square in the middle. In this case, the drag trial. For the free drive challenge, 1 point, that would mean 172 points for me in the free drive challenge. because I'm 172nd there, times 1 is 172 points. 247 for the free drive stunts, 31 for the escape, and so on. That's sort of the idea with the small squares, and also the time attack is a small square. So also I'm in 8 there, 8 points. Brand speed trap, I am in 4th, and Monster Arena in 15th. That's times 5, so that's 4 times 5 is 20 points. And for the Monster Arena it's 15 times 5 is 75. And it goes on like that for the drift trial, the crew, time attack, and PvP. That's sort of times 5. For the big square in the middle, it's time 10. I'm in 11 there, times 10 is 110 points. And that's sort of how you, if you add all those points, so small squares times 1, your ranking that is times 1, medium squares times 5, and the big square times 10, and you add all those points up, you sort of have a total amount of points which will determine your personal ranking in the overall ranking. I am in 6th at the moment in this qualifier, which is more than enough to be platinum, because the top 395 gives you platinum. So that means that if I add all those points up, there are 5 players who have less points than me, because the one with the lowest amount of points, that in this case Donplex, that's the guy in 1st. So if I want to improve, then I have to do the recommended event, and the thing wants to do me more free drive challenge so that I can get higher ranking. I only have gold there at the moment. 1,000 players have played the free drive challenge, which means I need a top 106 to be able to get platinum in that event, and I'm in 172nd. If I do another 30,000 bucks or 30 minutes run, then will probably be enough to make top 70, top 60 something, which will be good enough for platinum, and that will also improve my rank again to, I don't know, 3rd, 2nd, maybe back to 1st. I was in 1st after 24 hours, but I was doing these videos and other stuff, so I haven't paid much attention. I'm sort of done with this qualifier. I am guaranteed a platinum medal, even if it still lasts till Thursday. I'm guaranteed a platinum medal, so that's my first medal for this month. And that's the only idea here. You have to earn 3 medals, and if you have earned 3 medals, they will also show on the icon there, on the July Summit icon. You have sort of 3 black medal things there, and if you earned gold, silver, or whatever, it will put it there, and you have to fill those 3 black gaps with a medal, and that will actually well, it sort of opens your access. If not, you can always buy your way in. The summit reward is not known for this month, being July and August, because each of these summit rewards always goes for 2 months. Usually it's a car or a bike, but they haven't announced anything yet. But it also, a medal, you not only win a medal, you also get a 5% chance for each medal that you get at getting that reward. If you participate in the summit qualifiers, by getting the medal you get 5%, so if you participate in all 5 of them, or 6 for this month, that means you have a 30% chance of getting the reward car. How do you get that? Well, by gold or silver medal, then you have a 30% chance of getting it. If for some reason you will be able to get platinum, then you are guaranteed, and then the percentage doesn't mean anything, because then you are guaranteed the reward card. By participating in these events over and over again, you have the Extreme Starter Kits bar there, and that fills up. In this case, for a monster spec. Can also be a drag or a drift. But as you can see here, I have quite some spare specs available. 22 drift, 30 monster and 30 drag cars. And the reason for that is I already have all drift, monster and drag specs, so all of these are spare ones. So if the system or the game or Ubisoft or whoever, if they come up with new cars or new specs for certain cars, then I will easily be able to get one from this cards here because I have 22 spare drifts and 30 monster and drag specs available for me, which you can get at the Extreme Tuners. In this case, I'm going to go to the Drift, I think, which is in Chicago. Yeah, Drift Tuner. There's an exclamation mark there because I have 22 drift specs available. The only problem that I have is that I already have all the drift specs, so I can't use any of those 22 spare ones. As you can see here, the M5, the Z4, the Camaro, the Stingray, all in drift spec. I have them. The same here, all drift cars. Same for Monster and Drag for that matter. But we are in drift tuners here, so all the drift cars, there is for instance not a drift spec available for the Cherokee. So, although I have 22 drift specs available, I cannot get any cars with them because there are no more available cars with a drift spec. So, that's sort of what the summit is and what the summit qualifiers are. Like I said, useless those 22 drift specs and 30 monster and drag specs because, well, at this moment the bar is filling up for a monster spec, so if it's filled again I will have 31 of those things. I think I was a bit ahead of my video here. Because I'm sort of explaining that by getting a medal here. For the skills, for instance, those are just normal skills which are out of the map. There are, I don't know, a couple of hundred of them on the map. And they just, for these qualifiers and for the summit, they just pick one out and there you have to compete with the other players in that skill test. For all of these skill tests, and for the time attacks and monster arena and drag and all of that, I'm not gonna do any of them in this video because, well, there is more than enough footage on my channel for these events, because that's mostly what I'm posting is qualifiers, actual summit events, time attacks, speed traps, you name it. For instance, for this Independence Day, I have already posted all the videos of the events that I've done. If not, you can always take a look at the first look and score video that I sometimes do, and that's sort of a compact video of the first look and at the events and first scoring in all of the 9 different events, because not free drive challenge, stunts and PvP, that's just playing and playing. I don't have videos of that. But all the other events, Monster Arena and Drag, you can find on the channel more than enough footage of that. And so by getting a medal, 5% chance for the actual summit to win the reward in case you cannot get a platinum medal. For the qualifiers, in this case almost 4,000, it's pretty high. Because normally in these qualifiers you have like 3,000 players, and then in the actual summit around 7,000-8,000 I think, and that's on PC. Because that's where I play. This game is also available on Xbox and PS4. I don't know about the number there, but I believe there are more players on those. It's some, well, sort of summer holidays also in this game, which means that for the next couple of months there will be no more updates, at least that's what they announced, but it's only the beginning. They said this is supposed to be an MMO, massive multiplayer game. So the idea is it's running for, well, about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. December it will be 2 years, but normally a game like this can last for a few more years. But it's pretty quiet, and that usually means that they're up to something. That can be an expansion for this game, or they might be able to come up with The Crew 2 or something, although I think it's too early for that. Anyway, sort of a quick video on the summit qualifiers, how to get in there, basically by doing free drive challenge, pretty short ones like we did. And then for the actual summit, you can get in there by earning medals in these qualifiers. 6 qualifiers this month, so it should be easy to get 3 medals in those, and then you can participate in the actual summit at the end of the month for free. And there you have to try to get a top 10% spot. Like I said, usually 7,000-8,000 players, so if you can get a top 700-800 somewhere, then you have a platinum medal, and then you are guaranteed the reward car or bike, which for this month is not known yet because I still have to announce it. That will be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.